Hello, everybody! I hit the wrong button of the right buttons. There we are. We did it. We're back. We're having a great time. Hello, everybody, all you acorns out there. Today, it is October 10th, 2021, and you are loved. Feels so good to say that again. We haven't played in about 3 weeks, but I am glad that we are here, and I'm glad that you, viewer or listener, are here as well. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played, including full playthroughs of a bunch of different content and a bunch of different systems. And we also have an audiocast anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, you can check out our after show at patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. It is called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from the community, but also from each other. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folks, such as why Danae made me write mouth bugs in our questions for the courts chat, you can again join us on Discord. The link is going to be posted in the side. Hopefully, I changed some things on my end for Twitch, and so integration has been strange lately. However, that's fine. We figured it out. That is, again, Discord links to the side or in the description of this video or audiocast down below. But if you already support us on Patreon, you already support us on YouTube and Twitch and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, and most importantly, and has been super important since 2020, we got Tia masks. That's right, we got face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, done by our very own Cyberwolf 1201, where all of the proceeds of those masks end up going to help support Doctors Without Borders. So if you would like to help support a good cause, or possibly help support the show, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure, no S at the end, .redbubble.com. However, that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, Satan, who you playing today?
Hi everyone, my name's Satan. I go by she, they pronouns, and today I will be playing Kuori, who also goes by she, they pronouns.
Oh, hi everybody. It's me, LizMac, and I will be playing our Sweet Bean Rock Gnome cleric, Lydia. We both use she, her pronouns.
I am the Indoor Adventurer, and tonight I shall be playing as Hart, the Wood Elf Druid. We both use he, him. That's today.
And wow, it has been 3 weeks, hasn't it? But guys, hi, I'm Danae Keener, also known as Wings. I said that backwards for some reason. I'm your DM for today. Let's get right back into it. I figured we should do a pretty comprehensive recap, knowing that it has been so long since we last played. So, if you guys remember, last time we played, you had defeated Oral, the Frostmaiden herself. And she left behind this spark of light that flew away from Hart, up into the sky, and off to the Reghed Glacier. Not long after that, Valin Harpel, or Badass Mrs. Claus, as you guys have been calling her, abandoned your party on the Isle of Solstice. She took your whale, and also the kobolds, which I think that everybody misses a whole lot more than herself or even the whale. But fortunately, Oral's rock Iskra made nice with Kuori, possibly sensing her gift inside her, and took you guys to the Reghed Glacier. Following after that spark, which sunk deep within to the glacier itself, you read the Rime of the Frostmaiden from the Codicil of White, and you entered into the glacier. Since then, you've been sort of wandering around in there. You found some loot. You found some skeletons. Sorry.
Bloodthirsty hyena.
Yeah, no, I was getting to that. Professor
Sorry, I jumped.
It's okay. Feel free to chime in. Because if I forget anything, I would like to be reminded. Professor Scant kind of nerded out about all the Netherese things, and he did also nerd out about all of the vampiric things that you started finding. Which started with one vampiric kobold, which you promptly tried to make friends with, and then it hissed at you and ran away. And then you were attacked by some methods. You got past them, found a tower that had broken off of the Netherese city. Professor Scant told you that it was intended to help wizards gain their spell slots back faster. I mean, that's the mechanical use of it, as he would be able to explain to you. And then you found Kelly Lee. You were attacked by a vampiric gnoll, who then turned to mist and escaped. And then Professor Scant exclaimed, "That's not just any vampire gnoll! That's Kelly Lee! Do you think we could get an autograph?"
That's the who the one now.
Oh, it's Kelly Lee.
You keep saying that like I'm going to know who that is.
Oh, right. No, sorry, that's why I'm here. No, Kelly Lee was a fang of Unogu. You know, the
I
Knoll
don't.
Pact. The Knoll Pack that invaded Icewind Dale more than a century ago. They used to slaughter entire herds of reindeer, threw off the entire ecosystem.
I just slowly cover Hart's ears.
And then eventually a bunch of Reghed tribes banded together and routed them out. I had no idea they were still alive.
And they're a vampire now.
Oh, well, maybe that's where she went.
Hart's eyes are just like wide, like jaw open. The fact that they, there's a vampire. These are real things. So great.
Oh, hey now. That's really interesting. I'm only supposed to know about things. I'm not supposed to discover them. Wow.
Well, now you know it for future. There's more things you know now.
Professor Scant seems to be tickled by the idea of being a person who discovers things rather than just knowing them. You are inside a Netherese tower. And Professor Scant has explained to you that this tower itself can help you regain hit points back. In fact, I'll look up the exact mechanical use of this tower here. Right. Yeah, essentially, he'll explain to you in as many words that if you take a short rest here, then you can regain one spell slot of 3rd level or lower at the end of that rest.
Oh,
I like that.
we'd love to see that.
So if you want to take a rest, this might be a nice place for it. I know, even though you were attacked by a vampire, that's very frightening, I'm sure.
Nods.
Probably put somebody on watch.
Yes, let's do that, yeah. It's going to go sit over here where there's no blood on the walls and floor.
All right. So you guys...
I can take first watch if you guys want. I have the ability.
Nope.
I'm not low on hit points or anything. I think I'm still at full, actually.
I thought I was low on hit points, but my hit points are like full.
Mine are also full, but I'm poisoned.
Oh,
If anything, it's just for the spell slot. That sounds really nice.
yeah.
I
I
see.
used one spell slot.
So did I.
Okay, then we should just rest just in case we
Get
get
that
hit
back.
by more meth heads.
Good job.
Yes,
I was just
methods.
sorry. I was looking up that poisoned thing. Good job remembering that because I totally didn't remind you of it. Yes, you are poisoned. I believe that's for 24 hours.
I love that for me.
Yeah, that was a thing that Kelly Lee did.
Thanks, Kelly.
Yes. Yep, 24 hours. Has anybody... Okay, yes, no. Yes, no, yes, no. No. Okay, we're fine.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So you guys go ahead and take a short rest. You can refresh anything that you get on a short rest. go ahead and take a spell slot back up to level 3. I'm pretty sure all of you have spell slots at this point.
We do.
So
Yeah.
if you used any spell slots, you can gain 1 back. That's super nice. Frankie can hear me talking. He's been abandoned for a week. So he has
That's
been
all
getting
black
activated.
cats do, apparently. They just scram.
They do scram. Noisy boys. Where you at? Okay. While you're on this short rest, what do you like? What do you do? Is there anything that you talk about specifically?
I think that Lydia would probably just want to check in with Kuori and just, I know that it's been a whirlwind and, you know, we literally temporarily killed and dethroned God, specifically your God. So,
I mean, your god is pretty, you know, pretty harsh, pretty strong term.
she's very set in her ways, which are very up to her interpretation. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you know, it could have gone worse. I'm more angry than anything, to be honest.
I just want to make sure you're okay. And Hart's looking a little green around the gills, but other than that, we seem to be doing okay. And
He was lucky that he was out for most of it.
yeah. Well,
Hey,
now we
we'll
have
be okay.
vampires to deal with, which is
Yay.
terrifying.
Very. I will put a condition on this group until we get out of here. We cannot adopt vampires.
Hart has,
That
I
seems
feel
fair.
like, with Professor Scant, he's just asking him, like, ceaseless questions.
Giving you ceaseless answers. Roll me a Arcana check +9.
Wow. Oh, right, because Scant. Got it.
Because Scant's here to help you.
What's
And that's
Scant?
technically not exactly how it works, but it's the way I'm ruling it.
19.
19. It's pretty darn good. What sort of questions are you asking him?
None that would require an Arcana check. A lot of it is just like, do you know how to make cookies? But then, like, at the same time, though, like, he's feeling sick. So he asks, like, do you know of anything that would be good for, like, upset tummies?
Aww.
And then, then if anything, just being like, Professor Scant, you know a lot about vampires. How do we stop them?
Oh, well, vampires in general. Most reliable thing that you need is sunlight. They all do very poorly in the sunlight. They can't regenerate, and all of the damage that you do to them will stick. That's really the biggest problem with vampires, is that they can get away from you, and then they heal up really easily, unless they've been harmed by radiance or sunlight.
So that would be something that Lydia would be good at.
Stake to the heart, pretty classic.
That sounds more like up Kuori's alley.
But if you're thinking about Kelly Lee, well, in particular, she's got a very strong sense of smell. So, perhaps you could overload her senses with something that has a very strong smell to it. And in the past, she has exhibited a lot of rage when exposed to the celestial language.
Looks to Lydia. Please tell
Okay.
me you speak Celestial.
Lydia is frantically checking. Additionally, Lydia had forgotten upon preparing her spells. She just walks over to Hart and holds his face just kind of like this and gives him a very tender kiss on the tip of his nose. And you see the silver energy kind of go through Hart, and you are cured from your poison. Because I have protect from poison, which if you're already poisoned, gets rid of it.
I can
But I was
do
like,
it before
oh,
the short rest, and then you can gain it back.
I was thinking with
that's
portals.
smart. That's some smart thinking right there.
Will remind you, my expertise is not portals.
So we just get something really smelly, and then we talk in Celestial to her.
I can speak Celestial.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, the Celestial wasn't something to, like, use against her. I was warning you against using Celestial.
Oh.
Because she
Oh,
tries
like
to
it makes
kill
her
anyone
angry?
who speaks Celestial.
Oh,
Do you think that if she tries like turning to like mist or whatever again and then flying away, if we started like
Speaking
calling her
Celestial.
bad at finding edible grass, that she would like return to us or something?
Is that an insult where you're from?
I mean, someone who's bad at gathering is an insult. It's literally right there. It's all edible.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, it's been a hot second since I've seen grass.
Not just grasses, like apples and fruits. Like if you're bad at gathering in general. We're not talking about me. We're talking about this vampire and what to do with it.
Sorry.
Did somebody say that to Hart?
Yeah. His name is Stag.
No! Bless. Oh. I don't know if Stag is smart enough to insult people.
That's
and
perfect.
Oh,
his name's Glenn now, anyway.
It is.
it is.
Which I learned by
Glenn.
listening to last week's episode. I was like, wait a second. We renamed him. Okay. Back into the game. Because I'm getting distracted. Can't let that happen. I drank coffee thinking, yes, I will stay awake. No, it just makes me more distractible faster. Okay. So you have had your short rest. You've talked a little bit about this Knoll vampire. What do you reckon y'all's next move is?
Well, we should probably explore this tower and see if there's another side
'Cause
that
we
we can
are in
exit.
H6?
H6. Yeah.
Yeah. The knoll did turn into mist and disappear through some like cracks and holes in the wall. And I didn't say this earlier, but the way that you got into this tower was by Kool-Aid Manning through the wall that you
Oh,
did
yeah.
I did do that, yes.
So
yes, I remember.
you probably get the idea that you could do the same thing on the way out, just like,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kuori will then suggest that we figure out what the other side of the tower is and just Kool-Aid Man our way out.
All right. I want to say that, like, as you guys are getting ready to leave, Professor Scant is just sort of like waxing philosophic about like the inside of the tower and like how it's like irreplaceable and just like hundreds of thousands of years old at this point, and then just like Kuori goes through the wall, and he's all like, "Oh well, who needs doors anyway?"
There are no doors.
You bust through that door and find yourself.
I made the door because there was no door.
And it took me like what, 2 seconds? A rubble-strewn cave. Yes, there's a 30-foot high empty cavern here, with a naturally formed staircase that goes to the southeast. There is also 2 exits here. One going to the north and one going to the east.
Hmm. Uh,
Either
let's
choice, Kuori.
explore the closest tunnel. So north.
Okay. As you
Or
start
is
heading,
it? Yeah. Is that? Yeah. H8.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
As you
Sorry.
start heading in that direction, I feel I should impress upon you the sort of vibe that you get in the Caves of Hunger. The
Is it
further
hunger? I'm
the
so
further
sorry.
you travel into the caves, the more you get kind of this unsettling feeling. It is like these caves are for the most part made out of ice, you know, it being a glacier. So that being said, like, you know, the light is dim, but it travels very well. The walls are slightly translucent, and they also tend to carry sound very well. So you can hear your own footsteps echoing down the chambers, and every now and then, and like also your voices carry very well as well. And every now and then, like you hear like your voice or your footsteps bouncing off of the walls into tunnels, hundreds of feet away, and like those echoes tend to like shift and morph and sound like something else, almost like whispers, like there are other people in the caves with you, or even like that raucous laughter of Kelly Lee that chilled you so before. Kuori was even like mechanically frightened by Kelly Lee's laughter in the previous episode. Like you can even hear Kelly Lee's laughter every now and then, and it's hard to tell whether that's real or if that's just in your head.
I don't like that.
But as you move, you come up to a room that contains a flat, slightly canted slab of stone. It rests in the center of this 20-foot high cave. One side is rough, as if the slab had been torn from a larger structure. The slab is 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, 4 feet high, and covered in frost.
Can I like dust it off?
Yeah. You scrape the frost off of the slab, and you find that it has a draconic script etched into its top. You would recognize this as a language that Professor Scant has described to you as Loros.
I cannot read this.
Scant can.
Yeah, can we get Professor Scant to read the inscription?
Oh, yes. I'll just hold up the orb.
Yeah, you point your exposition orb at the words, and he excitedly translates for you. First, he reads them out loud, and as described before, Loros is something that is written in Draconic script. However, when spoken out loud, is very similar to Elvish. So if you hear it, you can, and you know Elvish, you can understand it. But if you know Draconic, you can phonetically read the language. So he describes to you what it says. Take the free, self-guided tour of Ythrin. Press the eye to cast the spell.
Is there an eye engraved on here at all?
Like either the letter,
Here,
well,
or
the version
the-
of the letter, or an eyeball.
Yeah.
Below, there is an eye at the bottom.
Hart will just sort of like extend the base of his staff and just poke. He doesn't want to touch it with his bare hands. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
This whole slab kind of lights up. All of the engravings on it, the draconic script, and all of the decorative filigree that surrounds it, they all just sort of like boom, like light up with this blue light, and you cast the arcane eye spell.
Neat.
I will paste
Well,
that into the Icewind Dale chat. You could look it up yourself, but why do that when I can just send it to you? Ta-da. Hart, you have concentration on the spell. It will last for an hour.
Okay. As long as I'm here, or just in general?
There's just like I want to say that like you are mentally receiving visual information from the eye, and
Because I have to be
Yeah.
within 30 feet of it. Because it has a range of 30 feet. Unless it's just you create that hovers in the air for the duration, and then it can go like anywhere.
it can go
Well,
anywhere.
you
Okay.
can move the eye.
I mean, like it appears
It also
within
says
30
there is
feet
no
of
limit
you.
to how far away from the eye can move. So I should have just read.
reading is hard when you're in a
You were
D&D
just
podcast.
you were just getting into character.
Yes,
It's fine.
obviously.
Exactly.
These are questions that Hart is asking Professor Scant, and that's why they sound half-baked.
For sure.
So, I think with that, Hart is gonna send the eye back out to check out the other room, like check out the other pathways that we're gonna be going down, to see if like one of them looks like trepidatious or if they look like, yeah, it's super easy and there's a lot of free gold here.
I want to say that Hart's eyes start to like glow with that same blue light. And Hart, you can see that in the next room, there is a big ol' stone head, just sort of half buried in the snow. I don't think he quite understands what he's looking at, but it's quite similar to that that big old statue that you encountered back in Karkalok. Remember the gnome disguised as a goblin jumped into it and hotwired it. It looks very similar to that,
Oh, okay.
but bigger.
Yeah, I'll be describing everything that I'm seeing. And then is there like any other thing that is inside of this room? Or is it just the head?
It's just the head
Okay.
in this room in particular, but as you're looking at it, you see the eyes start to glow with a yellow light, and you can see it just kind of like flicker to life.
Zoop. Like away, so quickly away.
All right.
And then going to check the bigger room in H10.
For sure. This one has a broken tower. It seems to be the top half of the tower that you guys were in before. There is also a hole in the ground. You were there for the Netherese Spire with Roberta, right? That
Yeah.
adventure? It was just Lydia that we didn't have for that one. Yeah, you see a hole in the ground that's very similar to the burrowed tunnel that led down into the spire in that adventure.
Okay, yeah. I'll relay all this information.
In fact, I think that we can just sort of like shorthand you having like toured the caves with me giving you the full map.
Yeah.
I will say that I may not necessarily explore the entire map in this adventure, knowing that like we're going to kind of like we may skip across some content, just knowing that we have limited time.
Yeah.
So I would be willing to say that Hart has a pretty good idea of the layout of the caves now. And like he could even like find the way to Ythrin. If he just sort of sits here for like the hour or so it takes to do that, he can like get a good idea of what the caves are, where to go, what are dead ends, maybe
Yeah.
things that you should avoid. You explore using that eye. You full on find a Remoraz nest full of snapping Remoraz young and think to yourself, maybe we shouldn't go that way. You find a wall with something inside. Like, everything's made of ice, right? Well, you find a wall with something frozen in the ice. It is immense. It has tentacles, and it looks big and kind of scary.
Like the ship that we saw that looked like a dead
A lot like the
squid?
ship, honestly. Yeah, it looks a lot like that, but like it is also like embedded in the ice itself, so you can't see like its full body. You
Yeah.
can just sort of see like
Outline.
the tentacles and then just sort of like the shape that lies beyond. Give me a perception check just to kind of like get like a if you let's find out if you find any useful information.
This is all useful. Knowing where there's some fucking Remoraz is hella useful. That's an 11.
11? Not bad. Yeah, I think that's about what it would give you. You find a few areas that you feel like you shouldn't go down, and then like a coin-operated telescope, your vision ends, and like you're a little bit disoriented, but you are back with your friends again.
Yeah, and Hart has just been like describing all of this to Professor Scant and just like saying it aloud like a stream of consciousness thing as he's been going. So like I would not be surprised if Lydia and Kuori were either like writing it down or just like, oh, he's just still going. Like you start
For
like
sure.
zoning out because it's literally just a bunch of rooms and places that we are not at.
Kuori is writing it down. She's
Okay.
a big beefy lady, but that means she's just a big nerd.
Gets out a piece of paper and like starts to like from Hart's descriptions like try to like make like a make sense of the layout of the caves.
Yeah.
Is Lydia helping at all?
Sorry, the mute buttons are different on my laptop.
No worries.
Yes, I think that Lydia will just be trying to keep watch as much as possible as this is going on, knowing that there is ominous laughter everywhere.
Okay.
So she's going to be keeping watch while Kuori writes and Hart uses the arcane eye.
Okay. Not a bad idea, Lydia. Kuori, whilst you're making this map, and Lydia is keeping watch, Lydia, you're looking back the direction that you guys came, and at one point you actually see movement in the cave, and it is a humanoid figure just sort of shuffling towards you, and what you see is basically a man in cold weather clothing. His fingers are blackened with frostbite. His mouth is just like wide open in a silent scream. And like his
Sword.
eyes are like just completely wide as he just sort of shuffles up the tunnel towards you. And his head is just tipped back to the ceiling. And as you're watching this, you probably like look back to tell the others that there's someone coming, and you look back at the tunnel and he's completely gone. It's a stanky face Steven's giving.
Yeah, I think
like that one bit.
Anytime that Lydia sees it, Lydia is very much on edge because ominous laughter is never a good thing. I don't think there's ever been a time where hearing disembodied laughter has led to good things. So I feel like she's standing as close to Kuori and Hart as possible. And like just every time something moves or anything like that, Lydia will just like tug on Kuori's coat a little bit. Just like, hey, did you see or hear that?
See what?
You didn't see? Maybe I'm seeing things.
I was writing in the journal. I think I have a pretty good map of these caves. Did you see
I think
something?
we should-
Should I? It's like flicks hand, instant sword. Should I?
I think we should get going. Things are appearing and then disappearing, and
Wow,
we
you
should
mean
go.
things are scary in the caves of hunger where we saw no
Yes,
vampires?
things are very scary in the vampire caves of hunger. The vampire-filled caves of hunger. They're very scary.
I know, Lydia, I know. She's gonna like pick her up, kiss the top of her head, and put her down.
Thank you, I feel better.
I know, it's okay.
Kuori, ultimately what you have here is a map of all the places that like definitively do not have a way into Ythryn. And there are a number of like quote unquote unexplored tunnels. Like you are fairly certain you're going to be able to find Ythryn down here, but you are going to have to explore the rest of those tunnels on your own.
Did we end up going down that hole in the ground? Like the eye?
Yeah, that hole leads to the
The
Remoraz.
Remoraz? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. If we know of the tunnel all the way to the east, Kuori will suggest that we have to go there since that seems to be the only way that is opening up to anything else.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, in fact,
Plus-
that hole that we were talking about that leads to the Remoraz is, like, you know enough about tundra creatures that you can put two and two together and realize, oh yeah, Remoraz tend to like tunnel through ice. That's a Remoraz made tunnel.
And if the babies are there, Mamba's not too far off, I promise. Okay, let's go through the tunnel with the giant head, just the head. Okay, we can.
Yeah,
do
Hart
this.
is very much behind Kuori on this one.
Okay, I am holding. I will be your meat shield. Yes.
I feel like right now, Kuori is like the cool aunt that is taking her to like younger niece and nephew through a haunted house.
Oh, sweetheart.
And we're just like cowering behind her, holding
Yeah,
her
everybody
hands as she's
clings to the
walking
person
forward.
in front of them and
It's
forms a
not
conga
that
line
bad.
of terror.
Mm-hmm.
They're just actors. They're not gonna hurt you.
It's a real corpse.
Okay. Okay. I will protect my children. Yes, my niece and nephew.
All right. As you're moving through these tunnels, Hart, I want to say you're the one who notices this. You like, as I said, like the ice is fairly translucent, so like you can see the light just sort of moving through the ice. At one point, a shadow falls over you. And you look up into the ice and you can see like deep within it there is a large shape that is actually moving through the ice as though swimming.
Good.
And then it moves away from you and you can't see it anymore.
I feel like Hart is just like stammering, like, I don't like this place. Kuori, Professor Scant, is there any creature that you know of that would be able to swim through ice? I thought ice was,
Solid?
the hard version of water.
Yes.
Afraid that's not within my expertise.
Well, I know
Okay.
Remoraz is better, but
do they get that big?
they're pretty big. I will say that.
Did it look like it was like a burrowing thing, or
Like-
was it more
like
of like a more
just
liquid
swimming.
style movement?
Yeah.
It was swimming. It like had a very like
Smooth.
smooth gliding
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah.
And I feel like
rather
if
than,
it was burrowing, we would have felt the vibrations.
yeah, it was
Okay.
silent as the grave.
Mm. Yeah, Hart is
I think-
just like very
What-
scared.
It's possible that maybe the other side of the wall is not frozen.
Yeah, maybe it's ocean.
We're in a glacier.
We are
Oh,
in the
that's-
glacier, yes, but it could have pockets of just cold water within the ice.
So maybe it's just like maybe it's just like friend. Maybe it's just a new
Yes,
friend.
but then comes the question, like, if it's in a pocket of water within the ice, how has it survived?
I don't know. I'm just hoping it's a new friend.
It could be like a fish. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
a
it's like
fish
egg
or-
juice. I
Maybe.
really don't. Mm-mm.
Maybe we don't find out though, and we just keep going.
Let's just, yes, come on, children, let's keep moving.
Hart is not having this.
Yeah, I think Lydia is very much on like hyper alert, watching the walls, watching the ceiling, like literally any sign of movement.
Uncomfortable.
I feel like normally because normally Lydia will stand on like Kuori's back on the papoose thing. But I think this time she's like back to back with Kuori and is just like holding her laser pistol and scanning the ice.
She's like sitting on it, like
Yeah.
her little legs dangling, but she's just a little bit.
All right.
I
as
put
you
a
move-
rope around Hart to make sure we don't get separated.
He's all right with that.
Yeah.
As you move along with your leashed Hart and your Lydia riding shotgun, you come into the head chamber. You find lying on its side, in the middle of this 20-foot high cave, an enormous head made out of iron, its eyes aglow with a golden light.
This is what you saw, right, Hart?
Hart nods and just like peeks out from behind Kuori and just like waves at the statue.
Instantly, just like whoom, like those eyes like turn and like fix you, Hart.
Stops
This is a
waving.
really good sound effect, by the way.
You're like in a spotlight of these golden eyes, just staring.
Professor Scant, what is this?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll double check, make sure that this is what I think it is. Whatever. It is now.
Oh, good.
Oh, it looks like, well, first of all, it's missing the rest of it. This is
That's
just the head.
good.
Does that make it
But,
more or less dangerous?
Less, I think. Because
We
if it
could
were
run
going to
away.
attack us, it would have done it right now. And, oh, yep, yeah, its poison breath is been deactivated because, all of its poison reserves must have been in the body. This here is a guardian of sorts, probably lived on the Netherese city of Ythrin. It's a golem head. And it looks like it's
Oh.
still alive. Hello! The eyes just glare.
That is a very sad existence, I'm sorry.
Like the light turns off briefly and then turns back on again.
Well,
Do we need to speak in Elvish to it so it can understand? Because I'm assuming Elvish is very close to the spoken version of their language.
maybe.
Well, that's a good
Lydia will
point.
Lydia will attempt to say, "Hello, we mean no harm" in Elvish.
All right. You say hello, we mean no harm, to this head, and it continues to stare at you, and then like the light turns off and then back on again.
You guys think we're in a one blink for no, two blink for yes situation here?
We could always try and ask it, but I
don't think it can talk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's trying to communicate via turning its eye lights on and off.
Okay. Head person, sorry, guardian. Can you translate what I'm saying, Lydia? Just in case.
Lydia will translate for Kuori.
Guardian, are you trying to communicate with us? Turn off your lights once for yes and twice for no.
It like looks back and forth between you and Lydia, Kuori. And I think it kind of like it's intelligent enough to kind of realize that you're the one that's communicating and that Lydia is translating. So it looks at you, Kuori, and blinks for once. Yes.
Okay. What questions do I ask it that are yes or no questions?
Is Takali Lee up ahead? Hart says in Elvish.
It blinks thrice.
That wasn't an option. Is that okay? It's 3 times maybe?
We're getting warmer.
It blinks twice.
Okay, so 3 times is not maybe. I don't know what the third option to yes or no is.
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Is it sometimes?
Blinks twice again.
Is there something alive in the ice?
Oh,
Twice.
Twice is no, right? Okay. Okay.
Oh, vampires
there-
technically aren't alive.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
was
I was
gonna
about to.
say-
Is there something undead in the ice?
Blinks once.
Oh shit.
oh.
I've never wanted to be more wrong in my life.
Me either. Hold on. I have a thing that I can do. I have
Can we get to Ythril through this tunnel?
Blinks 3 times.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it can only tell us everything that it knows.
Yes, but what is?
Oh, it doesn't know.
Oh,
Once,
it's
once.
3. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, we've
Okay.
got a system now. We've
Okay.
got a system.
Okay.
Blinks once again.
Would we be able to repair you somehow?
Blinks once, twice, 3 times.
That's fair.
Okay. I'm assuming that this creature hasn't moved in quite some time, so
Yes.
I don't.
I suspect you'd probably have to find its body first.
Yeah.
Are any of you skilled in artifice?
Points to Lydia.
I am because of my gnomish stuff.
Oh my god. If you guys fix this thing and then just start like riding it around like a toy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got nothing that can like articulate it.
Do you know where your
Yeah.
body is?
3 times.
No, they don't. I have my tinkerer's tools. Like,
All right. Gosh, I guess an Arcana check makes sense for this.
okay,
Unless
I've
there's
got
anything else
great
that you could justify.
arcana.
Use Professor Scant.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
If not, I'll guide you.
Please guide me, Hart.
Yeah, you can guide yourself for sure. For sure. You just got to do it before you
Oh,
roll.
I can't open my. I gotta open my dice vault. There we go. Magnets were too strong for me. Okay, so d20 plus a d4 plus 7. Ooh, first roll in such a long time. Oh, that's really good. I got a natural 19, a 4 on the d4
Nice.
plus 7
All right.
for 30.
Sure. Okay. I want to say that Lydia just like literally walks up to the like head, like peeks into the neck hole, and then just like crawls in. You look around. That's actually quite spacious in here. Like
Lydia will make a note that she informs the golem's head what she is doing before doing so, in case there's any residual feeling.
it's not like it could do anything about it.
I wait for a blink once for yes consent. Thank you.
His eyes just turn inwards.
Oh, I want to say that that's something that it can do. You have a good look around. For one thing, this thing's quite heavy. It would be quite hard to lug around, and Hart was able to inform you that there are some tight spaces in this glacier. It would definitely not fit through those spaces. So that's one problem that you have here. If you want to take this golem with you, it's going to be difficult for a multitude of reasons. On the other hand, like, you have a pretty good idea of like how this thing works. If you found the body and it wasn't very damaged, you probably would be able to, like, you know, find all of the places where it hooks up and like get it back together again. But that's a couple of pretty big ifs, finding the body and it not being damaged. And for another matter, like, you could do some like good work with this, but you just do not have the tools. Like, this is pretty advanced stuff, and like beyond that, it's advanced and ancient.
Time consuming as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you had like maybe a few months, like this would be a pretty good fixer upper. Like, you could like drag it into your garage, you know, like kick it up onto some, I don't know, like, jacks and like really go to town. But this is not something that you can do in the time and resources that you have.
Maybe we could just take the head and put it in the new inn.
True, but I mean, it was built to protect like this city that no longer exists, and Lydia will just sort of ask the golem, would you want to be reassembled?
It blinks 3 times.
That breaks my heart.
I think if we can, we should come back for it.
Lydia will sit down sort of just like right in front of the golem where she can still make eye contact. So it's back a little bit so she can make eye contact with the golem's head. Just say, if we come across your body, either myself, one of my friends, or someone we know will come and help to reassemble you if that's what you want. If we find your body. I hope that you're okay. Is there anything we can do for you right now that would help?
There's a long pause as it just sort of fixes you with those spotlight eyes, and then it slowly blinks twice.
Okay. So I think that Lydia will just sort of like pat the golem head as she gets up to leave, and she takes out one of her little clockwork devices that she can make in her spare time, and it's a little raven that just sort of, its little feet dance and walk across the ice. Aww. And she winds it up for him and leaves it within eyesight, just doing its little thing of walking.
All right. It looks at you, looks down at the raven again, looks at you, and then like you can see like that spotlight just following the raven across the room.
Okay, we should go before I get too attached to this beautiful creature, Kuori.
Okay,
I'll make you carry him if we stay any longer.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Lydia will just do that thing where you like, you know, you make a friend at the park when you're like 6 years old, and then your mom comes to get you, and you guys go part ways, and you're just waving. Bye. I hope to see you again.
Hart is reminding you, Lydia, that if need be, he can make it smaller.
Hold on. Wait, you can make it smaller for how long?
Not for very long. It wouldn't be the whole time.
Let's maybe do that later.
It would be for a total of 1 minute.
That is not enough time.
Nope.
Okay. But the thought is very appreciated, Hart.
Just like big smiles, like, I'm helping.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So we begrudgingly leave the cave because our golem friend doesn't know where our currently avoided vampiric knoll is. So
All right. All right. All right. Just gonna double check something really quick. Okay.
oh, the fear.
That's fine. That's fine.
Danae's
All right.
rolling dice, me afraid.
What's your walking, marching order?
Kuori
On
and Lydia.
Kuori's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Hart with Professor Scant in the back.
Mhm.
All right. Kuori, make me a dexterity save.
I'm not good at those.
Oh no.
Seven. It was almost 17.
Almost a 17. That's pretty darn good.
It's no,
All
no,
right.
no. It's 7.
Oh, it's
It was
7.
almost a
Sorry.
17.
Well, that's pretty darn bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I got y'all calm there for a second.
No worries, no worries. I'm still calm. I'm perfectly calm. As you're walking along, you go on for a few minutes longer. As described before, dim light that travels well through the walls, and your footsteps sort of clattering and echoing as you go. Sorry, got a tickle in my throat. Sort of clattering as you go. At some point, Kuori, you come into a room that sort of like spreads out a little bit. And as you're kind of like examining the corners of the walls to make sure that there's no danger here in particular, there is a yanking sensation at your foot. Which is promptly lifted above your waist and then over your head. And I want to say that you're even tall enough that your head kind of smacks into the ice on the floor briefly. Lydia, you are dumped out of your papoose onto the ground.
Oh no.
And you land onto the ice where you hear it kind of crack underneath you as you fall prone. And look up at the ceiling, which has moving shapes on it. And there are these glowing embers of 2 red eyes that peer down at you, and you hear that familiar of the vampiric kobold, but it appears that he has friends, as you see a number of them clinging to the ceiling. And Kuori is hanging from a trap snare. Roll for initiative.
It's just a lot of cursing and giant from Kuori as she cracks her head against the ice.
Yeah, okay. No, I gave my vigilant blessing to Stag before we parted ways. So I can't.
Now, I have a question. Just a quizzy question.
Quiz me.
Would this be a good time for a break?
Nah, we got some time. Let's do it.
All right, cool. I rolled a 4.
11.
12.
4, 11, and 12.
It's been a
This is
good
gonna
run,
be great,
guys.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
We just
gotta
get to come back as vampires, and then we just play Curse of
Yeah.
Strahd instead. Danae's already read it. She's
Yeah.
super familiar.
The
Perfect.
cave's filled with mist.
Strahd is now a very good friend.
Strahd is now Tequila-ly.
To Kelly Lee. Yeah, I just run Ice Strahd.
The Curse of
Strahd.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Oh my god, Kelly.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. All right. So, Kuori, you are in a snare trap. I want to say that, gosh, you're restrained. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that
sounds
sounds
about
about right.
I think that's how we're gonna rule that. You're restrained. I'm just gonna double check that condition, make sure that it tracks with what I have in mind. Become 0, can't benefit. All attack rolls against the creature have advantage. All the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. Right. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. You're restrained. You can either like spend your turn cutting yourself down, or somebody else can like use an action to cut you down. Those are your options. But until then, you will be the first of the players to go, but there are going to be 3 vampires spawn that just
boy.
let go of the ceiling with their big nasty claws, and they land with a thump, just surrounding you, Kuori. And each one of them is going to try and take a heckin' bite out of you.
No, I'm big and beefy. I'm delicious.
Yeah, that grade A Wagyu beef coming back to bite you.
Yeah.
All right, here
To bite her? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
She went there.
Almost as if I did it on purpose. Hi. Whoa. It's a 23 on the first one, an 18 on the second, and a 24 on the third.
They all hit.
Yeah, they got pack tactics, bro. I don't know what to tell you. They're pretty bad. Actually, the first one wouldn't be at advantage. 17?
That does not hit.
All right, so the first one doesn't hit, but the
18 and 23 did. Yeah.
the other 2 having that pack tactics are gonna get you. I'm gonna give it to you one at a time. Okay, 5 piercing damage with 5 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And then 5 piercing damage with 3 necrotic damage.
Okay.
All right, that's it. There are 3 vampire spawn surrounding you. You are hanging by a foot from a snare on the ceiling, and there are several others just sort of moving about in the shadows on the ceiling as well. Motherfuckers got Doru'd. It's your turn, Kuori.
Okay. So what I am gonna do though, technically not gonna spend my action cutting myself free, but I will use magic missile and put one of the darts towards the rope and then the 2 other ones towards kobolds.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm totally willing to let you do that. One hundo. That's the kind of creative problem solving that I enjoy.
Actually, I have 4 darts, so it's the 3 kobolds and 1 of the rope.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That's a much better plan than me shooting your rope with my laser pistol.
Do not do that, because if you roll a 1, you're probably gonna shoot my ass.
So what does it look like when you blast off 4 magic missiles at once? Hanging from the ceiling.
As she's hanging, her hands are free, so you just see again the telltale side of her white tattoos just glowing a bit brighter, and that energy just draining down to her fingers, and her fingertips glow. She just kind of flicks them at the 4 different directions, and that will be first one. Pull the rope. That's 2 damage.
All right, rope drops you.
Cool.
Thud.
That's another 2 damage one, because I'm rolling just ones.
Okay.
3 damage to the other kobold.
All right.
And a whole whopping 4 damage, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. All right. So yeah, like those 4 magic missiles go blasting and spiraling off and through the air. Like each one meets its mark, and you find yourself on the ground. I'll say that you can even pick yourself up if you want.
Yeah. I'll do that. And I believe that's all I have for now.
All right.
Yes.
Hart, you were following behind them, right?
That is correct.
Okay. I want to say that you are at least in threatened range of one of these vampire spawn. You hear a scrabbling from above as one lands down next to you and is going to attempt to take a chomp out of you. 21 to hit.
Boy, does it.
All right, that's going to be 6 piercing damage and 7 necrotic.
Okay.
All right, it is Lydia's turn. There are 4 vampire spawn on the ground and more on the ceiling.
Okay. So Lydia was knocked prone, so I'm going to stand up first of all.
All right.
I'm going to use my bonus action to activate my my flying, my steps of night, as they are called, which is my bonus action. And then as my action, I am going to try to shoot whichever whichever one of the ones that bit Kuori. And I would like to try and shoot them with my laser pistol.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh. It's another natural 19. Dirty 20?
Totally hits.
Okay. So damage. 13 points of radiant damage.
Ouch.
Pew.
Oh yeah, that's right. The pistol does radiant.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like you just like full on like blast a hole through this thing and it starts screeching, just like you see like the radiant damage like festering inside its wound, not allowing it to close back up. As you remember, Professor Scant told you about vampire regeneration. All right. Anything else for you, Lydia?
Lydia will fly about. How tall is the cave tunnel that we're in right now?
Good question. It is 20 feet high.
Okay, so there's 1 on the floor and 2 on the ceiling, or vice versa?
4 on the floor and more on the ceiling that you can't see.
Oh!
Yeah! It's a lot of vampires here.
That's a lot of vampires. I think this might be a run and gun type situation, folks. So Lydia, she wants to try, because she only has half her movement left, so that would be like 12 and a half feet. So I kind of want to get just out of reach of the ones that are on the ground, but not high enough that the ones that are on the ceiling could as
so
easily
about 10 feet high.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I would like to do for movement, and then that's for my turn.
All right. I'm going to say that 2 vampire spawn are going to try and hop off of the ceiling and catch that flying thing. I'll have them roll at disadvantage because they're dropping down and trying to grab you.
I am the knight. I cannot be grabbed.
We shall see about that. These guys have been rolling pretty good. All right, here we go. Well, a 7 isn't going to hit you. And a 10 is not going to hit you. So two kobolds.
I am the knight.
And you dart out of the way of both of them. Hart, at the bottom of the round, it is all you, buddy.
So, to establish mental scene,
right.
Lydia is in the air. Kobolds had like leaped down to try and get Lydia, but she's not fully like separated. Kuori is now on the ground.
Kuori's now standing up. She's got like 3 kobolds around her. There's 1 on you and 2 currently landing after having tried to jump on Lydia.
Hart is going to ask, "Are we running?"
Or your call, but this looks like a run and gun.
I kind of want to kill them.
Okay.
How many of
Lydia
them are
looks
there?
like you just hear from the laser pistol.
6 vampire spawn?
That we can see. Is there still potentially more on the ceiling that we can't see?
Well, if you want to, I mean, we're gonna metagame it here just a little bit. You're looking at 6.
Okay. Yes, magic. I know. There are 6 vampires. Hart nods and is going to I feel like he at this point, after asks, "Are we running?" and you say, "No, we're gonna stick around and fight," he takes a deep breath and looks at his companions, and I feel like he locks eyes with Lydia, and then he says, "Burning Star," and then Starry form. But he is going to go into his dragon form. So like from the like mask layer of stars, there is just that like that kind of like noise that seems to always emerge whenever he goes into this form specifically. And then he is going to cast a flaming sphere, but just have it be like appear directly behind the deuter that is in front of him, and just have it try and like burn through them.
Cool.
So
I'm into that.
Yeah, they need to make a dexterity save.
All right. I'll let you get 4 of these guys with that burning sphere.
It's just a flaming sphere. It's just like a 5-foot dealie.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's not
yeah.
a fireball or nothing.
Right. I know what this is. I remember.
I
got a 9, a 22, a 16, and an 11.
The 9 and the 11 fail. He's doing this at 3rd level, by the way.
Oh boy.
So everyone who failed takes 11 fire damage. Everyone who succeeded is going to take half.
Okay. That one that got shot by Lydia drops to the ground as a burned crisp. 1 down, 5 to go.
Yep, and that's bonus action.
All right, top of the round. Couple of kobold vampire spawn are going to try and chew on Kuori.
You can't tell if I'm delicious.
You see them like watch their companion fall to the ground and then look up and hiss at you.
Why don't they even do it this time?
That wasn't my fault. 22 to hit.
Yeah.
And another 22.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be 7 piercing damage and 6 necrotic.
This is not good. Yeah.
And 5 piercing damage and 2 necrotic.
Okay, why did I stick around to fight?
Because you're the fighter, it's what you do.
I know. Okay.
Speaking of, I realize now that I haven't been telling you this. When you're taking necrotic damage, you should be reducing your maximum HP level. Let's see, it was 2.
If you'd have mentioned that, I would have run.
That's a good point. I'm only gonna have you lower the ones for this round then, because I totally didn't tell you that before. That was my bad. So lower it by 8.
Okay, that's fine.
Even though I totally could just like look back in my rolling history and be all like, "It's all of this."
Yep.
That would suck because I didn't tell you. All right. That's them. Kuori, it's your turn.
Cool. We're leaving. So,
You
Kuori.
just shake one off of your arm and you're like, on second thought.
On second thought, we're leaving. Because I do not want to leave my friends alone, though. She will cast Burning Hands at these kobolds. They have to make a dexterity saving throw. The difficulty is 14.
All right, 3 of them are gonna fail.
Okay. That's 3d6. I have 6s here. Ooh, double 6s and a 5. Sorry, I'm really excited. 12 plus 5, that's 18.
17.
17. So they take 17, and I believe the ones that saved take half as much. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the Fire Knights. Okay, that's it.
All right. Another one of them falls to the ground as a crispy critter, and you can hear all of the yips and barks that they're giving off become more agitated. Kuori at is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. At the end of your turn, one of the kobolds just completely cuts and run. It's gonna disengage and then sprint down a particular hallway.
I am taunting it down.
Lydia, it's your turn.
Yeah, that one that's running down the hallway, guiding bolt, 3rd level.
Dang. All right.
I don't want him getting back up.
Okay.
I have fear. So spell casting bonus. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit. Absolutely.
Okay, so 7, 13, 17 points of radiant damage.
All right. You send a bolt, just following it down that hallway, and you hear a yip. Like as like the bolt just like follows it like into the darkness, and you hear the meaty thud of it hitting the ground.
Okay.
Anything
Yeah,
else on your turn?
So I don't have any spells, the cantrips that are bonus actions, so I can't do that. I think that instead Lydia will start flying towards Kuori, and just like be maybe like 5 feet ahead of Kuori in case we're still running.
All right.
So staying at the same altitude though.
Yeah. Kuori's staying there for you guys to start leaving first.
All right. You fly over next to Kuori. Kuori waits for everybody to be able to leave at the same time. At the end of your turn, Lydia, 2 more vampire spawn are going to disengage and run. Hart, it's your turn.
Are there any vampire spawn that are still here?
There is 1 remaining vampire spawn.
Hart is going to he's gonna bump the flaming sphere into it.
Okay. That's a dexterity save?
Yes.
21.
21. Okay, that succeeds. It takes half of 11 points of fire damage.
All right.
Is it still up?
Yes.
Okay. Then that is going to be a 1st level magic missile heading its way.
All right.
That is going to be for an additional 9 points of force damage.
Amazing. Okay. So Hart, you bump that sphere up against it, and it is like already like trying to cut and run. You see its like tail beginning to singe, and it hisses and starts to scramble. And as it begins to run away, those magic missiles just like pepper it, and it falls to the ground.
Can I describe what Hart is doing during this?
Absolutely, 100%.
So, Vampire was like in front of Hart. I believe because he was in the back. And it is Burning Star just like power walking forward, like not even with like a sense of agency, but you can tell body language. There is agitation there. And like it is like walks forward, vampire spawn looks at him and just the most dismissive hand wave to the side. Flaming sphere like bashes into it. And then, like, holds flaming sphere there. You see, like, the head tilt, realizing vampire's still alive, and then just, like, the clench of hand as magic missiles, like, 1, 2, 3. And then lowers arm to the side, looks back at the 2 of you, and then just continues to walk forward.
There's a few moments of silence after that vampire spawn falls to the ground. And then all of you hear a chilling sound as from the direction of those vampire spawns retreat, two of them did get away. You hear. And that's where we're going to go on break.
Excellent.
Thanks, I hate it.
I am excited. We are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. Don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. Pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. And we're back. Hello, everybody. We have returned from our break. There is a chucklefuck vampire Noel who's waiting to come at you. Wings, take us away.
Yeah, when we last left off, you heard the telltale cackle emanating from that hallway that the vampire kobold spawns had skittered away into. You see a pair of eyes light up in the darkness. It's going to advance. I want to say that Lydia is probably the person with the most direct line of sight to this tunnel. So why don't you give me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh boy. Let's start break off with a bang. Constitution saving throw?
Yes, please.
Okay. I get +3. That's not terrible. Oh, nat 20. So 23.
Amazing.
Oh,
23 is
bless you
going to
guys.
make it. You are not poisoned by its sickening gaze.
Oh, thank goodness.
Kuori, it is your turn. Kelly Lee has not advanced out of the tunnel just yet.
Okay. My partner was telling me, recording me to on Discord. Did you make cinnamon raisin bread? I can smell it. And I'm like, maybe. Sorry. Tequila. Oh, tequila. I'm gonna just go straight up and try and fight her with my
Alright.
sword.
So you're just gonna run into the darkness and advance on her?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep. I keep forgetting I'm also a fighter, not just a magic user. 26 to hit.
Alright, that'll hit.
Okay, that is a D8. That'll be 10 points of slashing damage, and I get to hit again.
Okay.
That is, I literally just rolled 2 17s. So another 20 something.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, and okay, there we go. And then 9 points of slashing damage.
Alright. You advance on her with your sword at the ready. You slash at those flashing lights in the darkness, and she rises to her full height, which is comparable to your own, only she has that long, like knoll hyena neck. So her head, like I want to say that her shoulders and your shoulders are about the same height. However, her neck just like is a little bit higher than yours, about a head taller than you are. You slash at her twice, and you can hear her blood just slapping against the wall off of your sword as you do so. Lydia, it's your turn, if that's it for you, Kuori.
And that is it for me.
Okay, so seeing this, Lydia will cast. I am torn because I forgot my spiritual weapon is force damage and not radiant damage. which is disappointing. But how is Kuori looking health-wise?
Yeah, how does Kuori look?
I mean,
as far
she's
as-
been better. She's
Do I
about
see her you actively bleeding?
yeah. You definitely see her actively bleeding. You know how her clothes are like grays and whites and very light blues. Yeah, there's red in there.
She got bit about 4 times back
Yeah.
there.
I'm like a
Okay.
halfer.
And how many feet away is she currently? Is Tekili?
Roughly 30.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
I think
You're up
that-
in the air. You brought the Pythagorean theorem into this game.
I did. I'm sorry. Okay. I think that Lydia is just going to use bonus action healing word at first level on Kuori, which means you can have 5 hit points back. I rolled
Right.
1, I'm sorry. And then she's going to take aim with her laser pistol. A pew pew. As soon as I get me back to actions. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 just barely hits.
Great. Okay. So 3d6 1. 10 points of radiant damage as the shot catches Tekili.
All right. That blast illuminates the tunnel as it travels into there. And briefly you can see Tekeli in all of her glory. And that blast glances off of her shoulder, and it continues traveling down into the tunnel, and you can see the 2 kobolds actually advancing, crawling along the walls on either side of her, heading towards Kuori. That was your action bonus action, right?
That is terrifying. Yes, I would like to use my full 25 feet of movement to stay again at the same altitude, but fly away.
All right, they're going to park themselves on either side of Kuori, still clinging to the wall.
We are still running.
Try and take a couple of bites out of you. 21 to hit.
Yep. Sorry, I was thinking.
7 piercing damage and 3 necrotic. Your hit point maximum reduces by 3. And then another 23 to hit.
Wait, what was the first piercing damage?
It was 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then the second one is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
5 piercing damage and 8 necrotic. Reduce your maximum by 8.
So I reduced my maximum by a total of 11.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Those are the vampire spawn. They're going to stay there on the walls. I want to say that, like, thematically what this looks like is Tekeli is just like glaring down at you with these like wide eyes, just smiling, and like you could see her shivering with laughter. The vampire spawn each come up on either side of you, and one latches onto one arm and one latches onto the other. And so you've got like both arms like held out to the sides as Tekeli glares down at you. Hart, it is your turn.
Okay. Bonus action. Yeah, moving sphere 30 feet. Move the sphere into Tekeli.
All right.
So she needs to make a dex save.
Would it run into Kuori?
No. Because I can, like, you can just move the sphere. Like, you don't have to necessarily, like, do it directly in a straight line. It can move vertically as well.
Okay. So this sphere comes towards the tunnel and bounces over Kuori and like bat right into her face.
Yep.
Let's see how Kelly Lee does against that. Roll for me, please. Oh, I have to add that myself. Well, okay then. No, I'm looking at the wrong tab. Very silly of me. Okay. A 23?
23 succeeds. She takes 9 points of fire damage.
All right. I want to say that she ducks underneath it and it like singes her mane as it goes across.
Okay. And then... Super fresh. I am going to use a 3rd level spell slot for magic missile. I'm going to be shooting 5 magic missiles. Also at Kelly Lee.
All right.
And that is going to be for a total of 23 points of force damage.
Oof. All right.
That's it.
Okay. All right, that's Hart. To Kelly Lee. Whew. She's going to start backing up a little bit as that, not enough to provoke. Thematically, she's thematically like backing up as she's peppered by these magic missiles. You see her, or you hear her laughter become more feverish in pitch. And Kuori, you watch as she turns into mist again and begins to disperse. Does anybody do anything about that?
We're still running, right?
Yep.
Okay, then nope. I'm not doing anything about that.
Kelly Lee turns into mist, and you see that mist rise up and begin to sort of crawl along the ceiling and weave in between icicles as it moves somewhere behind you all and disappears. Kuori, it is your turn. You have a vampire spawn on each side of you.
Yeah, do be doing that. I will I'll use my bonus action to activate my Eldritch Claw tattoo. So where she originally got her tattoo, which I believe was one like half chest and arm sleeve. It starts glowing a almost purplish black light, and it travels down her arm and into her sword, and it just wraps around it, making like sharp ribbons around it. And she strikes at one of the kobolds. Let me see. Okay, that's a natural 20, baby. So I do 2d8 and 2d6 because I do force damage. A d6 force damage now with my Eldritch Claw. So that's 6. That's a number. What's 6 plus 7?
13.
13. So that's plus 12 is
25.
25. So I do 25. I can reroll that. Okay. So I do 25 piercing and 7 force damage
To one guy?
to one guy.
All right. What does it look like when you kill this vampire spawn?
You see like the multiple bites that she has have these sickly kind of like black veins around it. And she's getting angrier as she keeps getting bitten. So I like to think that she does a full swing at it to almost skewer this kobold, and then yanks her sword back, grabs the kobold, and just starts slamming it against the wall.
Wow. All right. Damn.
I got another attack.
Okay. And then
she starts slamming like its face against the wall, and then just throws its body away. Kind of see the eerie red across her pale skin as she focuses on the second kobold.
it gives you a scared look at first, and then it hisses at you.
That is a what's the 12 plus 9? 21.
That hits.
That's a 1. I can roll that, I believe. Wait, let me double check that I can roll that. Yes, I can roll that. So that's 6 plus 6, that's 12. Slashing plus 4 force damage.
All right. You scary. But it lives still. Lydia, it's your turn.
Okay, so seeing that Kuori has been very injured now,
Just her shoulders are heaving like that icy cold mist is streaming from her gritted teeth.
so Lydia is going to reach down and place her hand over Kuori's gushing shoulder at this point and cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level. So please heal 18 points of healing. So mark that off. And then I don't have any bonus actions that I can do. So I think that seeing how injured and like hanging to life this other vampire spawn is, Lydia will just turn and try and follow the mist as much as possible.
Okay, like with your eyes?
Yeah, like to just keep track of where Kelly Lee is, even in mist form, so that they aren't surprised or ambushed.
All right, give me a perception check.
I can do that. I get that. Perception score 14.
All right, just double checking to see if there's any. All right. Just gonna roll this real quick. You got a 14?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just barely beat her stealth check. Yeah, you catch sight of that, like that translucent white cloud just snaking its way in between icicles and heading off into, yeah, I'll say the northern area.
Okie dokie. Well, I think Lydia's gonna try and stick with Kuori, seeing how injured she is. So that's it for my turn.
Okay. Vampire Spawn is going to disengage and run. Head back down the tunnel.
Okay, disengaged.
Hart, it's you.
What's its movement speed?
30 typically. Let me double check. Yeah, no. Climb speed of 20, actually.
Cool. So my flaming sphere can still get to it. I need it to make a dexterity check. Burning
Okay.
Star's fucking had it with this shit. Like, he's just
Team
like...
double tap. Let's do this. 16?
16. All right. It is going to be taking half of Half of 11.
All right.
Still up?
You hear... Well, actually, no. I mean, yes, it's fine. It's still going. It's running. It's scrambling.
All right,
like,
cool.
That sphere fucking rams into it, and you hear claws scrabbling against the ice.
Cool, magic missile.
Yeah, I figured.
And that is going to be for 9 points of force damage.
Yep, and there's the body falling. Thud.
And I feel like Burning Star just like turns to look at the party and then just looks down the like long corridor that we're going on and just continues walking.
There he goes. Ooh-wee, there he goes.
Here I go again on the... That one's for you, Greybeard.
All right, I have a quick question. Who was carrying Professor Scant when all of this began? Was it Hart?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like...
Would Hart still be holding Professor Scant in the middle of the fight?
I feel like
when
Burning Star would have just like dropped him, like no
Okay.
fucks given.
So like there's like a few moments as like you guys kind of like are catching your breath and Burning Star begins to walk away. And Kuori and Lydia, you hear a voice off to like off in the direction that you just came from. And it's like, "Good news, everyone! I just learned something about myself. I can fly!" Professor Scant just like
All I can hear is like Peter Pan. I can fly.
He can fly.
look, I'm over here, and now I'm over here. As it
Lydia
turns
just
out,
had-
He just needed to get
evidently
dropped.
Evidently, Professor Orbs can cast Mage Hand, but only on themselves. Why is that?
Oh my god. Lydia will like flap her little raven wings to be like, I'm flying too.
Oh, you can fly too.
We're flying buddies.
You like flies around you in a circle.
Oh, I love Professor Scamp so much.
Let's see, like Mage Hand moves at about like 30 feet around. All right, yeah,
Yeah,
he can
it's like
keep
a
up with you
walking
guys.
speed.
Yeah.
Are we technically out of combat?
Yes.
Okay. Kuori is going to catch her breath. And ask Lydia to try and stop Burning Star from walking away.
Lydia will sort of float down in front of Burning Star's walking path and just be like, Burning Star, wait, just wait a moment, please.
There is like you stop. Burning Star looks down towards you, and when you say wait, there's no there's no verbal response, obviously, but you see the shoulders like tense up, like it looks like how dare you get in my way almost, but then you see them relax, and as they do, the flaming sphere that's behind just like dissipates. Then they stop and just
Okay.
like look at you and then turn around and see Kuori standing there.
Yeah,
And then
she's
just like walks over towards Kuori. And then at you, Kuori, as Burning Star is getting closer, or like once he is on you, or they are on you, just like extends a hand out, touches your shoulder. You're getting a 4th level cure wounds.
okay.
That is going to be for a total of 20 points of healing.
Thank you. That puts me at my max HP, which is no longer 84. It is now 65.
Close enough.
Yeah. Okay. Just gonna look down at Burning Star for a moment and just give a nod. And then, with one big breath again, she will start stalking forward with them.
Then I'm going to use my Pearl of Power to regain a spell slot, because that seems like a thing to do.
Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do that too because I have it and I keep forgetting. Also, I can no longer use my Eldritch Claw tattoo for the day.
All right. As you're walking along in the caves of hunger, moving through the tunnels that have not been scouted by the arcane eye. Just had a big combat and I gotta sort of reorient my notes. Yeah, okay. You come across a room that seems empty for a bit, but like the light is off, and you realize the reason for that being that there's a kind of a dark shape in one of the walls. I believe it is Lydia who has the higher passive perception, and Burning Star does not have the I guess I should say the motivation to look for something in the walls. A flat sheet of cloudy ice forms one wall in this 40-foot high cavern. Something dark and humongous shifts behind the wall, its tentacles waving unimpeded. You become aware that you are not alone inside your mind. However, somehow this horror from another world has wormed its way inside you. Lydia, give me a wisdom save.
Okay.
You're wise, right?
Sorry, my D&D Beyond just crashed. It's reloading. Just one moment, please. Is this magic? Because I have advantage then. And I have +7 on saving throws, so.
Oh boy.
Well, that was a nat 1, so not that one. It's 12 + 7 for 19.
You can feel this thing trying to impose its will upon you, as though there is a, like, you're very good at, like, you're very, like, telepathically sensitive.
Yeah.
This thing seems larger and, like, beyond your understanding. It literally is just sort of peering at you from beyond this ice wall, and trying to reach out with an invisible, like, telepathic tendril, and ensnare your mind for its own purposes. However, you are able to protect, you know, like, immediately you throw up, like, telepathic barriers, like, no.
Kuori, there's a thing behind the ice. It's trying to poke my brain.
Okay, then let's leave. We can't
Running
protect
faster,
your brain.
Lydia will like even though Lydia knows how telepathy works, she's just so panicked that she will like cover her ears as if that will somehow help the situation.
All right. I imagine like Kuori and Lydia like take a few instinctive steps away from the ice wall.
Mm-hmm.
However, Burning Star doesn't necessarily have that urgency. Burning Star, give me a wisdom save.
Oh no.
Does a 14 do it? Wait, is this against being charmed?
Question. Yes.
Sweet, I
I
have
will
advantage.
say yes.
Thank God.
That's an 18.
18's gonna do it, and a 13 would not have, or a 14 would not have. So,
boy.
I want to say that there is a moment where like Lydia and Kuori have taken a few steps back from the wall, and like at the exact same moment, both of you realize like, oh shit, Burning Star, and you turn around to look at him, and he's just staring directly into its face. Like he's looking directly into this wall, and you can like literally see like the tentacles of this thing kind of like waving slowly through the ice. And there's just a brief moment where the two of them regard each other, with an understanding that is beyond your mortal ken. and then that shadow begins to move backwards in the ice until it is completely gone.
Well, that was terrifying. I want to go home so badly right now.
I know.
I am no longer hungry to explore any more of these caves of hunger. I hunger for the sweet, sweet release of outdoors.
I know.
I think Lydia will like both audibly and visibly shiver, more out of just like being creeped out from the whole situation of having her mind telepathically probed, and also just because it's chilly. So for her.
All right.
Yeah, I think we should keep going.
Yeah, let's get going. She's gonna look between Hart and this figure for a moment, and there's concern in their face as they look to Hart.
The figure is gone. It has withdrawn.
Yeah, to where the figure was.
Yeah.
Then,
That's Burning Star through and through.
yeah, and then they just usher Burning Star out with her and Lydia.
All right. Time goes on as you continue to explore these caverns. At some point, you go through a mirrored cavern where every surface is polished to a mirror finish. So much so that you can see countless distorted versions of yourself just sort of reflected back at you. And like every now and then it feels like you can see something else being reflected that isn't familiar to you. But each time you turn around and try to find that like unfamiliar thing, there's nothing there.
Don't
And
look at the mirrors. Don't look at the mirrors.
I'm being strangled by the man in the
The
mirror.
mirror.
And as you move along, you can even hear every once in a while whispers, like there. This is not a place of sanity. This is not a place intended for people to linger for long, and it's beginning to wear on your souls. I have a question. Like Wild Shape lasts for like an hour, right? I know we've fooled around with like the personality of Burning Star superimposing over Hart.
It lasts for half your druid level rounded down, so right now it lasts for a total of 4 hours.
Understood. Okay. So as time goes on, and unless anybody has like any like racial abilities or magic items that allow you to like track the passage of time, it becomes increasingly more difficult to know how much time has passed. But unless there is any interfering reasons for this not to happen, eventually Burning Star would return to Hart.
Yeah.
And just as a result of the time passing.
Oh, thank goodness. I was starting to worry again. Hi, Hart. How are you doing? Are you okay?
And Hart looks at you and nods. And then you can see that he has a very sad expression on his face, and he says, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I know that Burning Star helps you so much and helps protect us in battle and protect you, and we love and care about you so much that sometimes I just worry that it'll happen again where Burning Star doesn't go away and I don't get to see you and share cookies and talk and I miss you when you're gone, and I know that you're okay, you're safe, because Burning Star helps protect us all. But
And
that doesn't mean that I don't miss you.
Hart just like drops down and gives you a big hug.
Lydia returns a hug, a couple
And
little tears.
he says, "I'll always try and come back."
Okay, good, better. Otherwise, I'll be very sad.
Just don't leave for too long, okay?
Okay. Just they want it done.
What is it?
Burning Star.
Yes, but what do they want it done?
The light. When we were in the tower, it felt the same way when we were at Oral's place and Burning Star took over. It felt like they were doing it to try and have it be over. But they're
Like
searching.
the battle?
To protect me and to protect you all. But when Oral left, and now there's just been that bright light, it's like Burning Star's mad at the light.
Well, that's not good either. We kind of need that light. It's gonna help end the endless winter.
No, not that one.
Oh,
The light
which
that
the blue
turned to
one.
Oral.
The one that looks like
Oh.
Kuori's. What happened to your eyes?
right.
Oh. They're like icy now. She's just gonna like bend down so he can look at them.
He like puts his
Don't-
finger up, and then like when you
don't.
say no, it just like retracts it.
Yeah. At that close, you do see like a bunch of bites from the fight that I'm assuming Hart does not know about, but they still have like those black veins around them.
Yeah,
My
I mean,
HP is lowered.
yeah, Hart. I mean, he also has some bite marks that he's like,
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck these came from, but like, sometimes you just
Hart.
get bruises.
Hart, do you remember how you said you saw something swimming in the walls?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, so we saw it too. Very bad. It tried to get inside our heads. So just be careful, and if you see it again, please tell us.
So it's not a friend.
Not a friend.
Okay.
I mean, okay, let's put it this way. It could be a friend, but its default was to try and poke inside my brain and get me to do stuff.
That doesn't sound very friendly.
It does not. So we are going to err on the side of, big tentacled thing behind the ice that is telepathically probing your brain. Not good.
Mm-mm.
No.
Let's not try to encounter that again, yes?
Hart nods.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's just keep going for now.
I'm glad you're back, though, Hart. And you see that Lydia reaches into her bag and brings out a cookie that she has from earlier and hands it to you, but splits it in half, and you can both munch on it.
Aldrich, the D&D, thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome, Raiders!
Appreciated.
I don't know if I can hit this.
Well, that's like a good
really
bong.
satisfying. That was
That's
a good one.
Good
Nice.
bong. Good bong.
Good bong.
Thank you, Beal
Amazing.
Jules. Thank you for the
Um,
follow.
And then, as everybody is reuniting with Hart and having this heartfelt moment,
Heartfelt.
Professor Scant flies up to him and says, "Hart, I'm glad to see you back too. I can fly.
That's
You
incredible.
can fly.
He can fly."
How did that happen?
I don't know. I guess I could always do that.
You could do this the whole time?
Nobody told me.
You're incredible.
I know. Amazing. As you guys continue along, you continue to hear whispers and chatter deep into the caves and sometimes very near to you. I'm just going to go around and say that sometimes these whispers sound very familiar to you in a voice that is something from your past, from someone who is either very close to you or very had a very strong effect on you. And is present in your mind. I'm just going to go around and ask each person, what voice do you hear? Who wants to go first?
I think that Lydia most assuredly hears Lucas. Like, because not only is it the voice that she's thinking about the most often, but her brother is also the one that would be the most terrifying to hear right now.
Oh.
Because she just wants more than nothing to hear his voice, but not like this.
I do want to say that whenever Lydia hears Lucas's voice, it's off in the distance, as though he's just around any given corner, but it's never very close to you. Who else?
I got mine.
Was that?
It's my mom.
Aw.
It's the one person that, like, even in his dreams, Hart has not heard the voice of. So, like, he just, like, gets so, like, crestfallen because he knows, like, it's not. He knows that that's not the case. He knows that she's been gone for a while.
When Hart hears his mother's voice, it's sporadic, but it's almost right behind him, or almost always right behind him. And when he turns around to see who or what could be making such a perfect representation of his mother's voice, there's never anything there. About Kuori, whose voice does she hear?
She hears the voice of Wayani, which is her mentor and the person she worked under as a weaponsmith. It's the person that she accidentally got cursed.
I think that whenever Kuori hears her mentor's voice, it's almost something that always comes from within, whereas everybody else can hear the voice originating from somewhere close or far away. Kuori's is so close that it's deep inside her own mind and soul, as your mentor's voice is, and their words are just written on the fabric of what makes you. As time goes on, and as I said, time is hard to track while you're in the Caves of Hunger. You eventually come to a place that opens up and becomes actually like a much larger cavern than you've ever been in before, and you find something quite strange. And it is a number of trees, what looks to be a forest deep down here in the cave. You see a frozen grove of frost-covered trees. The cavern is about 50 feet high, and the floor is made out of a mixture of earth and ice. By some sort of magic or some miracle, the trees are green. They are leafy. They are even fruitful. Their canopies are thick with frosty leaves, and their branches are bearing purple pears that hang like ornaments.
Maybe we don't eat the mysterious fruit. Just putting that
Nope.
out there right now. Maybe we
Nope.
just don't eat the
Not
mysterious
eating
fruit.
Hart
the
is
fruit.
hugging a tree. Like, just one of those, like, it's been so long since I've seen any trees.
Okay, just don't eat anything, Hart, okay? Just in case.
As Hart is hugging the tree,
Oh no.
he feels an arm just sort of like pat his back.
Does the tree hug him back?
Yes.
Does the tree hug him back?
Do others see the body of the arm that is hugging me back, or is it just a feeling, or is it more than a feeling when I hear the old songs we used to play?
You look over at Hart and he's hugging the tree. And you see actually like movement right about at back level, and there is an arm sticking out from behind the tree that just kind of like pats his back reassuringly, sort of trepidatiously, like is this okay? Like the body language is very like animated. It's just sort of like
Does it appear to be
and
like
then
a humanoid arm?
Yeah, like humanoid, slender, kind of purple.
I'm just gonna grab Hart and pull him away.
That arm pulls back behind the tree.
Hello?
Lydia will try hello in every language except Celestial that she knows, which is...
Sorry.
I was told not to use Celestial. I'm not using
I love it.
Until I am out of this goddamn cave.
I'm laughing for that very reason. Yes, okay. You try hello in every language you know.
So that would be Common, Elvish, Gnomish, and telepathically.
I see. Okay. So you call out in several different languages. Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
To give off friendly vibes.
I'm okay. Good vibes.
We're
only.
totally friendly, we say as we're covered in blood.
Don't worry, most of it's ours.
True.
That would be a 7 total.
Cool.
I get a +5.
Does
so...
she get advantage because I was hugging the tree and it was patting my back?
I'm gonna say no.
Close enough.
Sorry. My dice has been doing so well.
Just give me a quick moment. All right, yeah. Passive perceptions.
I did not pass the vibe check.
Everyone sees this. Like the tree that Hart just backed away from kind of shivers a little bit. Like you see the tree, like the branches like literally like move and like the leaves rattle. And then another tree farther away moves in the exact same way.
Is someone climbing the trees?
Does the
Hello?
tree have arms?
Hart will say in Druidic, mayhaps. Something he heard Lydia and Kuori say, just, we mean you no harm.
That tree, that second tree that shivered, you see a hand kind of like reach around it and kind of like rest on the bark, and then just like a floofy mane of purple hair kind of like coated in frost like precedes a face which you see is like quite freckled and feminine, just sort of barely peek around the tree and then retreat back behind it.
Corey's like, oh no, she's pretty.
And Hart will pull out one of his good cookies, and he's gonna like walk forward near the tree, and he just says, I don't know if you take offerings or not, but this is gonna be better than probably the fruits that you have around here. And he's just gonna like leave the cookie out and then just like take a couple steps back and then just kind of like be squatting with his staff, just like waiting to see if this figure comes back out.
That tree sort of rattles again in the same fashion. And I'll say that Lydia and Kuori see another tree kind of like a little bit farther away from Hart rattle in that same way. And you hear in Elvish, Lydia, and anyone who understands Elvish,
the
which
wood
I
elf
guess includes Hart and Kuori. You know Elvish? No? All right, that's
I
fine.
picked the wrong languages when I started. None of my languages have been useful.
There have been people who speak Giant. Like, there's all kinds of giant in this game.
That's not the one I picked that comes with my race.
Did you pick like orc or something?
I picked orc and primordial.
Orc
what?
was useful with the polar bears and stuff.
Yeah, and that Mephit spoke primordial. That was the only way that anybody would have ever been able to communicate with that
Useful.
dickbag.
I don't want to communicate with the method. I want to communicate with the pretty purple lady.
Someone clip that, please.
You hear a soft, mousy voice say, "Sorry, it's been so long since I've seen anybody, and it's okay, I'll just leave." And you see that tree begin to rattle, and you see trees begin to rattle throughout the grove.
Oh,
Hello? Lydia says in common, she sounds cute too, Kuori.
oh god, shit! Can't speak her language. Corey's one weakness is pretty ladies.
I'm a badass fighter. I could cast magic spells too. Wait, you're pretty. Oh no.
Oh no.
Gay panic.
What is she doing? What's going on? Why are the trees rattling?
I think that Lydia will probably reply in Elvish and just be like, "Oh, you don't have to run away. We are just passing through. This is a beautiful forest. Could you tell us a little bit about it?"
All right. Well, you guys are being super, super kind, super nice, and she is very lonely. Give me another persuasion check, this time at advantage.
Oh, goody.
I can help if she's lonely.
Okay, we need to do better than that. 4. That was much better. That's 23 total.
Okay. All right. There is a few moments of silence, and then a tree fairly close to you rattles a little bit, and this freckled face kind of peers around it, and then she kind of like steps out a little bit, still keeping a hand on the tree, as though like this is her lifeline. She steps out and you can finally see her fully. This is a pretty elvish looking woman. She's got freckles all over her body, and just like this big purple sort of like mane of hair, which you come to realize actually has the shape of leaves. And she sort of looks away a little bit. She's got these enormous pink doe eyes, and she looks back up and offers a pear to whoever is closest.
Hart volunteers to distribute tea.
I'll eat it. Hart was ready to eat it the first time, and then that was before Kuori developed a crush on the pear giver.
Did you know purple's my favorite color?
Well, I mean,
The pear itself is actually purple.
together they would just be a pair of cuties.
It goes directly into Hart's mouth.
Into my maw.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Cheat it. Okay.
I just rolled a natural 20 on this table. I wonder if
Is
that's gonna
that
be
good or bad?
I'm going to send it directly to you, Steven, and you can tell me.
I become God. That's what Danae just said. Now.
I'm god of the pears.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the pear lady now.
This pear is absolutely delicious. It is quite sweet, and the texture is very. C.S. Lewis once described pears as melting, and I can't really think of a better way to describe a good tasting pear. Rather than being very hard or woody, it is just like your teeth sink into it with very little resistance, and yet it doesn't drip all over you or anything. It's just a very pleasant thing.
Hart is crying. This is the most beautiful pear that he has ever eaten. Period.
Oh, no.
Like
Hart.
no, it's like it's not like a sad like oh my god fuck this pear.
It's just a
no, like it's
happy.
just like he takes like one bite and you see that he is like 1,000 miles away in a single instant, and then just like looks back at the pear and there are tears and like both hands on the pear and just like into
scene
the
is-
face, like he must consume this, and he looks back at this dryad, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think that you could put that together. Yeah.
And he's just like, he just says in Sylvan, I'm so sorry I ever said that my cookies would be better than this pear.
I feel like this is the scene in Ratatouille where the food critic takes a bite of the food and
Yes.
is transported back.
Yeah.
Hart remembers every glorious summer of his youth, all of the late nights, all of the joy that was brought in this like just in this one pear, and he's just like there's more tears on his face of joy than there is like pear juice.
Imagine a pie made of those pears.
He pauses and
no.
like he is like has to like lean himself on his staff
Oh.
with just like oh
What's happening? Lydia, what is happening? Just patting.
I
Hart.
think he's really happy.
he just has like a strained smile of just like this is the greatest food anyone has ever created.
Amazing. She has sort of like a pink sort of like she's like the purple of her skin is like on the pinker side of the spectrum, and she begins to blush, which is a much like kind of bluer purple just sort of across her cheeks, and she says, "My name's Hathawin."
As she blushes, Corey's looking at her and she blushes.
The two of you like look at each other, and you both like blush, and Hathawin's like leaves begin to rattle, like the leaf hair that she has, and she literally just buries her face into her hands. At that point, Lydia, there is a screeching noise that comes from your person, and you find that it is actually coming from your good friend. Oh, what was her name? Zelly.
The
Zelly
rock?
the weasel.
Oh, the weasel.
Yeah.
She
My weasel.
screeches at something, and you realize that there is a claw that is reaching for your gun, and attempting to pickpocket it off of you. And the weasel literally just like screeches and bites at that claw. And then the laughter begins. There is a cackle that fills your ears that you remember well, and this figure darts back from you, and sort of hides amongst the trees, laughing. Hathawin, her eyes light up with fear, and she disappears into the tree. It seems that Tekeli Lee was trying to remove your easy
Radiant
source of radiant damage
Yeah.
there.
Oh, that's it. That's it. She tries to take my gun. Lydia looks at Kuori and just says, "This ends now.
Now it's personal.
This ends now. Let's protect your new purple lady friend." And goes,
Oh.
and
Okay,
it's-
Lydia, you shoot, I protect. I'm taking your lead.
I think that Lydia, how deep into this like grove are we? Because Lydia would be cognizant of not wanting to cause a scene inside the grove where it could
Sure.
damage either
Sure.
the dryads or the trees. I would try to.
Well,
Step
unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say that you're smack dab in the middle of it, because you
course
did
you are.
follow her in there. she
I
did
did.
like just sort of like scoot into the middle of the grove until you guys got well into it.
Endure, I swear to God. Sorry, I just He broke me.
Why are you laughing? What's going on? I'm supposed to be scaring you. What is happening?
Indoor put in chat. This ain't a scene. It's a goddamn arms race. Look, there's two things that you
Oh my
don't
God.
mess with Lydia. You don't mess with her family, and you don't mess with her gun.
You know, I didn't even consider Kelly Lee taking the gun away from you and shooting you with it.
Just a big ass knoll with a small gnomish pistol. Just yeah.
You can't even use it because the little paws and fingers don't
You
fit
gotta use
into
like
it.
the pinky
Like
claw.
hyena cackling the whole time. Oh my God. Roll initiative, please.
I will say that while we were walking at some point in the many, many hours, Lydia would have cast Vigilant Blessing on Kuori. So you have advantage, darling dearest.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's awesome. 19 for Kuori.
17 for Lydia, which is very good for me.
The Grouch Couch! Thank you so much for the raid! Oh my god!
And there's so many follows.
Thank you all for the follows! Maritime Gamer TV, Audime 1203, Blink Dog
Oh,
Swarm!
God. Oh god.
Movie was taken, so this is
Oh
this!
god, there's so many.
US Oh my god!
Oh God.
Welcome, new friends. We just rolled initiative.
Hart, what did you roll?
I got a 22!
All right.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. I guess it is real now.
Look, they heard that someone tried to take Lydia's gun, and they are here for the show.
Also, there's a pretty purple lady.
Yeah, they
is
heard
about-
about the pretty purple lady, and that's why they're
Yes.
here.
A pretty purple dryad lady. There is a
must
gnoll
protect.
vampire that tried to steal our cleric's gun, and now it's personal. So at
And
the
now
top of-
it ain't a scene, it's a goddamn arms
I
race.
summoned them with Fallout Boy lyrics, clearly.
God. Okay, so at the top of the round, Hart, it is you. Kelly Lee rolled really terribly on their stealth check, so like you literally do just see like this lupine form moving between the trees, and cackling the whole time, and like really having a hard time just hiding with all that laughter going on. What's Hart's move?
Hart is going to Burning Star up. Doesn't have any 4th level spell slots left because he used all of those. However, he is going to when he goes to Burning Star, he is going to, or actually no, because I can only hold an action, I can't hold a bonus action. So Wild Shape into Starry Form Archer. And then I am going to, as a held action, he doesn't want to hurt the trees here, or Hart doesn't, but Burning Star doesn't give a fuck. But instead, Flaming Sphere. Yeah, he's just gonna have a 3rd level Flaming Sphere ready to go.
In the forest.
You'll see.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got it ready to go. And as I said, Kelly Lee is like, you 100% can track where she's going. And her movement speed is like 30 feet. So like she wouldn't have been able to get very far from you. If you have an attack with that you can use when you summon your.
Oh, I didn't
burning-
know if she was like disappeared. Like if she was like hidden.
She failed her stealth
Oh,
check. Like she
boss,
tried to get
okay.
away, but like she is just laughing and it's echoing through the trees, and you like can 100%
Yeah,
track her.
okay. So as part of shifting to Starry Form, I get to shoot one of my archery missiles. That's a natural 20, so thank you.
Womp, womp, womp,
Hey,
womp.
it's like Audimel 1203 gave us 20 bits, said, hey, may you have a lot of natural 20s. This one's for you, Audi.
Nice.
Yeah, so crit damage, Shazoom. So that is 3 plus 7. Or no, it was just the 3 plus 7. Okay, so that was with the crit. So 13 points of radiant damage.
13 points of radiant damage.
Yes.
Alright.
And
Anything
then
else?
because I could see them, I was
Right.
going to 3rd level flaming sphere. However, I'm going to use my meta magic sorcery point to change it from fire to thunder, and just like ramming it into them.
Alright.
So they need to make a dexterity save.
Ooh. Okay. 19.
19 still succeeds, but they are going to be taking half of 6. Or half of 12, so 6 total.
So 6 total.
Yeah.
Alright. You can just see Kelly Lee moving on all fours, sort of darting between the trees. However, those spells still do make their marks. She tries to jump over that burning sphere, but it just kind of clips her. Meanwhile, she's just cackling the entire way. She's going to kind of run a big circle around the group of you. And then she comes darting out between a couple of trees, and I think Hart, since you're the first person to attack her, she's going to just, well, actually, no. Sorry, there's an order of operations here. She is going to climb up into a tree, and you can see her just kind of like leering down at you, like some sort of grim owl. And she lets loose one of her loudest cackles yet. I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this against being charmed?
Nope.
Or magic. Mine just says against magic.
Magic in general?
It does.
I would say
No.
no.
I personally would only count it as magic if it was like a spell slot type deal.
Right, yeah. No,
If it's a general ability.
Yeah. This is just something she do.
22.
Okay.
Also 22.
16.
16?
16.
You just squeaked by.
Oh my god.
Nobody is frightened as she tries and fails and also dies. Probably. Kuori, it's your turn.
She's up in a tree,
Yes.
so she's away from my reach.
Just like laughing, like just like hysterical, like there is spit flying off of her rows of canid teeth.
Is there a way that I could get to her to do a physical attack?
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I say that you could like just like sort of like run up to her, like take one of your like big old Goliath arms and like latch onto the branch that she's on and then just
Yeah.
swing at her.
Okay, she's gonna do that. She's gonna do that, and she's gonna attack twice. That's cocked. Excuse me. There we go. Non-natural 20.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay. And I'll do these. That is a total. I can reroll ones and twos. That is 11 slashing.
Okay.
21
Okay.
for 12 slashing.
I
Accent surge.
Jesus.
And that is a total of some number. 16 plus 9.
25.
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, definitely hits.
That is another 11. And I
Okay.
hit again. That is more than 25. So 26 plus, so that is, I can reroll twos. I think I'm rolling a lot of fives. That is another 11 slashing damage.
Jesus Christ. All right. Kuori, like, I want to say that you're up in the tree with her now. Like, I was just gonna say that you're like slashing at her, like, yeah, like up into the tree. But like, I don't know, that was a lot of damage. I think that you just kind of like ran to the tree, like grabbed onto the branch,
yeah,
like kept up
hopped over.
that momentum, and just like swung up, landed on the branch with her, and just started hacking at her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lydia.
Okay.
I will use my bonus action to unfurl my raven wings and poof, poof. I would like to just slowly levitate until I am eye level with Tekeli Lee
Okay.
within melee range, which is very rare for Lydia to do.
Mhm.
And I would just like declare like my weasel sticking out of my pocket, also glaring and snarling at Kelly Lee. I would just say, my gun, it goes boom and fire.
What language do you say that in?
I say it in Celestial.
I thought so.
Yes! Lydia is 100% that bitch.
Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. 18?
Definitely hits.
3d6
Nice,
plus
nice,
4.
nice, nice, nice.
6, that's 9. 4 is 13 plus 4 for 17 points of radiant damage.
Frickin'
I almost said celestial damage, but it's
ouch.
just
Okay.
point blank. Lydia's hangy. And also, like, one of the reasons is that Lydia wanted to make sure she was above the tree line, or at least as far away from any potential dryads or injuring any trees.
All right. Okay.
But that's my turn, and she will remain directly in eye line and melee range of Tekeli.
All right. All right. Cool. 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 Tekeli Lee takes a lot of damage in one round. Hart, it's all you, buddy.
Thunderous orb. I just bam. So she needs to make a dex save.
Okay.
Oh, potentially knocking her out of the tree, perhaps.
A 9.
Well, that fails, so she takes the full 5 points of damage that I rolled on 3d6.
Oof. Owie.
Thunder damage.
My bones. And then as the standard action, I'm gonna use my last 3rd level spell slot for a magic missile. And that is going to be for 15 points of force damage.
All right. So here's how this happens. Kuori swings up into the tree with Tekeli Lee and slashes into her 4 times, severely wounding her. Lydia flies up to get on eye level with her, says in Celestial, her hated language, my gun. And as you watch the rage fill her eyes, literally like the red pooling into her sclera, and that smile turn into a grimace, and it suddenly gets very real for Tekeli Lee, and you can tell that she is about to really tear you a new one. Hart fucking tosses a fireball at her. It's not a fireball, like not spell-wise.
It's my thunderball.
Her thunderball like blasts into her. You can see like she begins to jolt with electricity, and then it was a magic missile that you finished off with.
Yeah, also, to be fair, thunder is sound, not electricity. Pokemon has got you again.
Motherfucker, I'm in the middle of something here. These bolts of magic missiles all come in and intersect at one place, and that one place is Tekeli Lee. Boom. No more Null Vampire.
Oh, thank God the bitch is dead.
Boo.
She had it coming.
She ran into Kuori's sword 4 times.
I'm not
Lydia's gun.
I'm not kidding. She's supposed to run the moment she takes 20 damage. You guys like took it seriously this time. She's gone.
We quite literally pulled out the big guns.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
And her name is Lydia.
All right.
Her name is the power of friendship, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like it literally is just like an anime combo move. It was like Kuori like gun, and then turns to ash, absolutely dusted. She just like falls down. Now she's fertilizer. There's a few moments of silence, and then the tree rattles, and 2 purple pears are offered very tentatively to Lydia and Kuori.
I think Lydia will float down to where the pears are being uplifted from and just sort of say in Elvish, are you okay? I'm sorry if that was scary. My friend, her name is Kuori. She wanted me to make sure you're okay.
Oh, thanks. She kind of like moves the leaves out of her face and looks up at Kuori.
Corey's just kind of coming down, and she's trying to be as gentle as she can with the tree. She's like, I don't know if she can feel this. I'm so sorry.
She says, well, I would say that I haven't seen anybody since the city fell, but are you with the people that came by earlier?
There were people here earlier?
Well, yeah, there was a woman with an eye patch and kind of white hair. I guess I'd describe her as sort of a badass Mrs. Claus looking motherfucker.
How the fuck did she get in here?
She had some like little alligator creatures with her.
My babies! They were not done their breeding lessons. She took them from us.
Didn't turn in last week's homework.
You cannot take shared custody children out of state without permission.
You know them?
Yes. Did they look injured? Did they hurt any of you or anything like that?
No, they didn't seem interested in the trees at all, but they went towards the city, that way. And she just sort of like points in a particular direction. You can see there's sort of a downward sloped tunnel.
How long ago was it?
Not too long ago, a few hours maybe.
Okay. Just give me one moment, and Lydia will turn to Kuori and Hart and explain the information that she has just heard. Well, Hart would have understood it.
Yeah, Corey's the only one who's like, oh, I know.
He's
Just
burning
looking at the
star right
pear.
now. Like, you
Yeah.
guys make a decision. He'll chill with it.
Sort of like
but
crosses her arms in front, or crosses her hands in front of her, and like waits for you guys to finish. And as Lydia talks to you, like Kuori, you do catch her just sort of staring at you. And the moment you look at her, she looks away and blushes.
gay panic, gay panic.
They're both just gay panicking.
Go on, Lydia.
Kuori, is there anything that you want me to translate for you? Anything you'd like to say before we skedaddle out of here for now?
She's very beautiful.
Okay, this
And
is a
she
good
has
first
very
draft.
nice voice.
Okay,
Even though I don't know what she's saying.
I can work with that. I can work with that.
Purple's my
and
favorite color.
Lydia will turn to our new dryad, whose name I forget, but it's very beautiful.
Corey's like, please make it sound better than
Her
mine.
name is Hathawin.
Hathawin, yes. Anne Hathawin. And she will just say, thank you for the kindness that you've shown us. My friend, her name is Kuori, and she said that while she doesn't speak your language, your voice sounds like music, and you're very beautiful.
She, like, her face just sort of lights up, and she looks away sort of shyly, and she says, you all are going to leave again, aren't you?
I would hope that we're back, but just in case, and Lydia will take out a scrap of paper and write in Elvish Kuori's name, the name of our town, and she loves the color purple. And it's Athelin.
She takes it, and she just sort of smiles sadly, and she says, "Oh, I'm afraid I can't leave this grove. I'm tied to these trees. But you will come back and visit, right?" And she just sort of looks up at Kuori and bats her eyelashes.
What is she saying? What is she saying?
She wants to know if we'll come back and visit because she can't ever leave this grove.
Yes. I will face the caves of hunger again for this woman.
Just Lydia figure out how to move the grove.
Yeah. Actually, Hart, figure out how to move the grove.
Can't. Stars.
Burning star.
Yeah.
Hart can't talk right now.
Hart isn't here right now.
Is there a way to move her grove?
I don't know, but it's definitely something we can work on doing some research about.
I mean, I wouldn't want to like tie her to like leave, but we could find her like a nice place in the forest, so she's not in
like within
caves.
Maybe like a day's walk, so it's not so close that you can just drop in unannounced, but it's not.
Yeah,
so
no,
to get
wherever she wants, it could be in a different town, but there's really nice woods, and maybe she'll like that. There's more animals, less vampires, and she's pretty.
Lydia will turn to Athelin and just say, "Are you safe here? Are you okay?
I've been safe here so far.
Is it just
mostly
you?
Because nobody really comes around.
It's just you here?
For the most part. There's those one-eyed guys towards the south, and they came out of the city not too long ago.
One-eyed guys? What did they look like? Other than one eye?
Just sort of one eye. They didn't
Were they
stick around
very
to talk for very
large?
long. No, about your size. Not your size, but not your size. She looks at Kuori. About him. Points at Hart.
We have all the options for you to choose from.
Just small, medium, or large. What would you like with your Happy Meal? Small, medium, or large?
I mean, honestly, if there's anything that we could call this group, it's the Happy Meal.
Because we all snacks.
Yeah.
Aww.
Awesome. Okay. We're gonna try and come back. But just in case anything were to happen, Lydia has one more of those paper birds that are essentially sending.
Okay.
And she's gonna hand it to Athelin and just explain how to use it, and that if anything happens or she's in danger, or just anything at all, she can reach us this way. And we are going to try and come back and visit.
Okay. She takes it, and you see her just sort of like hold it to her chest for a second and then press it into the bark of the tree next to her, and it just like disappears into it. And
cool.
Then she sort of moves her hand in a like an arcane like way, like you could tell she's casting magic as she does so, and like these magic sparkles sort of follow her fingers, and each one of you feels a weight about your heads, and these laurels with purple flowers appear about your ears.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Thank you.
Druidcraft, instant flower crowns.
Yeah. Lydia,
I'm just imagining burning star like with a laurel.
it's the mask layer with the stars and the laurel crown.
It looks like a really weird PNG. Like there's like the artifacting around the mask layer.
Yeah.
Oh, like 100%. It was one of those PNGs that said it was transparent.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
You had to use object select. And there's still a little couple chunks missing. Yeah.
She says thank you and that she hopes she'll see you again soon.
Wait. I have something.
Yep, I'm listening. I hear you.
She's gonna ask Lydia to translate this, but she's gonna talk to Hathawind directly.
Lydia will specifically stand like behind Kuori, but just like kind of lean out so that her voice could be heard.
Kuori takes off a scarf that she has and puts it around Hathawind's neck, wraps it around gently, and she says, "Now I have to come back for my scarf."
She just kind of like looks at it and looks back up at you with those great big pink doe eyes.
Okay, Kuori, we should
Gives
probably
her
go.
a small wave, and she's like, she does it slowly so she can back away if she wants, but she gives her a kiss on the cheek and then leaves.
Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that like she literally just like you lean in for the kiss, and then there's like that moment where you just sort of linger next to her, and it becomes clear what's about to happen. And she just sort of closes her eyes and holds the scarf, and lets you kiss her cheek. And as you walk away, she just sort of bats her eyelashes forlornly. And I want to say that that's the image that we're left with as Hathawind watches the three of you descend into the tunnel that leads to Ythrin. And as you do so, I'm going to kind of like sort of do an after credit sequence where we see a number of shadows appear at the entrance to the Reghed Glacier, the yawning crack in this enormous wall of ice. We see it from inside the glacier itself, and these a shadow just sort of streaks across the ground, and it's joined by more and more shadows, a large number of them. And the original shadow has a pair of horns protruding from its head, and we hear the familiar laughter of avarice, and then cut to black.
Ooh, it's the other girl I flirted with.
This is what happens. They're gonna meet up. They're both gonna talk about it, and then they're both gonna be mad at you. I've played Persona 5. I know how this goes.
She's gonna recognize the scarf.
I'm just saying, a triangle is the strongest shape.
And that is where we will call it for tonight's game. So with that, I would like to say, Danae, thank you so much for running this incredible game of Dungeons & Dragons. It was far too long that we took our break, but I am glad to be back. I'm glad to be here. Again, thank you so much. I love having you on the show. Where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, I love this game. Hey everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find here most weeks on Mondays playing in our regular game, playing as Coriander the Eldritch Paladin. You can also find me on Twitter, and at Danae Keener. I've got a pinned tweet there. It says the rest of my schedule, so go and check that out. Find out what I'm up to. DanaeKeener.com.
Hi everyone, my name's Satan, and I just gay panicked real hard tonight. You can find me over at Also Vamp on Twitter. You can find me here Sunday nights with these amazing people, this amazing DM, playing this amazing game. You can also find me here Thursday nights where I play Lilith, my vampire mobster. She's not as awkward as Kuori is. She has the pants in the relationship most of the time. So also we just started back up our third season of the Dragon Age TTRPG that I play over at Valdrian's channel at Saturday at 4:30 p.m. EST. I play Bella, a city elf rogue. And I don't know if y'all play Dragon Age, but if y'all played Dragon Age Inquisition, do you guys know the Iron Bull? Yes, of course. Who doesn't know the Iron Bull? So our GM for our third season premiere. Got us a cameo from Freddie Prinze Jr. And he was wishing us good luck on our third season, and gave us a very encouraging message from the Iron Bull. Please go watch that VOD if you want to over at Valbrand's channel. I was fangirling because literally before the show, I was talking about how Iron Bull is my favorite character from Dragon Age. Him and Severa, but we're talking about a Precision. Yeah. My GM for that game is amazing. But yeah, that's me. I had to share that.
Oh, hi everybody. It's me, LizMac, here on Twitch, or LizMacD22 on the Z Twitter. You can find me here every Sunday night playing with these amazing people, and I'm so glad that we're back. And you can also find me if you're interested in video games. I am the community manager for Clever Play Studio. We released our game Operation Tango at the beginning of summer, and if you are interested, there's some big things coming this Friday. Really big things. So if you're interested in any of that, I can be reached at linktree/liz.mac, which is in the chat right now, for all of my socials and everything to do with Clever Plays as well. Yay.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. We do shows like this on Monday and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audio casts are made available for free. You can also find us there under the same moniker. But for now, we are going to be going into our Patreon supported after show. So go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures to check that out. Again, it's being made available for free, but just hosted on Patreon. So if you would like to help support the show, we're not going to turn you away, but we also understand if financials are just preventing you from having a monthly service fee. Just go check it out anyways. It's a good time, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But we are going to be heading out. So with that, I would like to say once again, thank you to Danae for running this incredible game. Thank you to these players for putting up with our bullshit. And thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by, because we couldn't do shows like this without y'all. And we appreciate it. Have a great night, and we'll see y'all next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!